This is Justin Johnston, host of Radio Free Gamer on the 8BitX Internet Radio Network. The following is an excerpt from an interview with Super Meat Boy composer Danny Baranowsky for my show Radio Free Gamer, which hosts all sorts of free video game music and music from game remixers and indie game composers. You can find out more about that show and the weekly podcast at 8bitx.com. That is the number 8, bitx.com. Thank you for listening. There are some chiptune-esque songs on this soundtrack with the retro stages, but with the other stuff, people kind of occasionally in some of the reviews you've been seeing kind of erroneously calling that stuff chiptunes when it isn't. So does that kind of make the hair on the back of your neck stand up a little bit?
You're activating rant mode. Okay. Because yeah, this is something that does kind of bother me. I try not to let it get at me too much, but like the word chiptune at this point in time is so utterly meaningless and used in such general terms. I mean, I did music for a game called Cannonball back in the day, and well, not back in the day, like a year ago. And people call it a chiptune, and I really am puzzled by that because it's totally not in any way a chiptune. Like, and I'm not a purist. I'm not one of those people that would say, oh, you can't call it a chiptune unless you've spliced wires into your Nintendo and you're making the actual chip do it. I'm not that crazy about it, but the last half of the Super Meat Boy soundtrack is completely orchestral. Entirely orchestral. No synth stuff at all. And they keep calling it an 8-bit soundtrack. And I don't know if they didn't get that far. I don't know if they had it muted. I don't know. I guess it's not really that big of a deal. I mean, it's kind of a stickler thing anyway, but yeah, like the retro levels, the music, those are chiptunes. Those I went through pains to be as authentic as possible. I mean, at some parts I know, for all you trackers out there who actually make real chiptunes, because I use samples, I know they're not 100% authentic. I know that, and I'll never say that I'm an authentic chiptune artist, ever, because I'm not. I use samples. I use sounds and arrange them. I don't know how to write music in hexadecimal like you people. It's insane and very impressive, but no, that's what's strange to me is that there is that 8-bit stuff and then there's the regular stuff, and no one ever really, very few people drew out the distinction. They just say, oh, it's 8-bit music. That's the review of the music. 8.3, there you go.
The people at IGN, one of the editors at IGN compared your soundtrack to Super Meat Boy to something by Anamanaguchi. I mean, yeah. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I love Anamanaguchi. That's great. Yeah. I love what they're doing. I love their stuff. Yeah, I want to do what they're doing. I fully support what they're trying to do. Because this whole generation, the people who are in their mid-20s and early 30s now, we all grew up with Nintendo. So, like, if you play a chiptune to my mom, she won't get it. She doesn't understand it. It sounds like noise, and they don't like it. But like anyone under like 35 or 40, who was into it, like I hate Katy Perry, so don't take this to mean any more than it does. But I heard a Katy Perry song the other day, and there was like a Game Boy instrument in it. Mm-hmm. It's like the lead instrument, and I was at a bar, and like a relatively upscale bar in Tempe in Arizona, and everyone was okay with it. Like it's really strange to me that now we've gotten to this point where like you can just play a song and have a video game chiptune be the melody and everyone's okay with it. I mean, I'm not saying like I would expect if like it came on and like people weren't okay with it, they'd be like, what is that music? Turn it off. But you know what I mean? That it's just like it's acceptable now. Mm-hmm. And that's because it's you should never exclude sounds. I mean, that's all they are, is just additional sounds, so.
Well, I really hope, it's my hope that, there's kind of I really hope that this isn't the new auto-tune. It's kind of what I'm trying to say, where
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this. I don't want this to be another trend or something.
Yeah, that was part of my full rant on chiptunes. Kind of includes something on that, and that's that. One of the problems I do have with the whole chiptune thing is there's a lot of people. I think I try to say this. I'm not trying to talk crap about anybody. This is something I noticed happening, and I may be wrong, I may be right, but it seems like a lot of people who do chiptunes. It's like hipsters, like hipsters dressed like nerds because it's cool to be a nerd now, and like it seems like a lot of chiptune music out there is just trendy. Like I hear a lot of chiptune music that when I hear it, it's like, oh, that's a club track that you put through, a tracker. Like and they're trying to make chiptunes like a genre. Like it's like trying to classify video game music as a genre. That's not how it works.
Have you beaten the game?
Yes.
Okay, you've beaten. You've beaten the game 100%, and
100%.
As you mentioned earlier on the Twitters before before the game came out, you were kind of dominating the leaderboards because it was just you and the dev team basically. and then when the game gets released, you buy a new Xbox, and so the timestamps is this what I'm understanding? Like the timestamps on all your scores get changed to what, like the same time, so it looks like all your scores have the exact same time or something?
So last night I got Super Meat Boy for my brother, and his Xbox is dying, so I'm like, okay, I want to get the new one because it's cool and he needs one. So all right, I'm gonna go get an Xbox. It was like a spur of the moment thing. I had no idea it was gonna do any of this, and so I got home and I hooked it up and started playing, and it kept my level score, like how many levels I had beaten, but it reset my time score. So it was saying that I beat 307 levels in like 68 seconds.
Oh man.
So yeah, like it was crazy. And so I wake up this morning and just my inbox is flooded with people screaming at me for being a cheater and telling me how I'm going to get banned from my own game. And yeah, it was a funny thing, but then a little later I finally transferred all my saves over and it fixed itself. So now I don't see a flood of apologies, internet, do I?
Oh, yeah, you're expecting apologies from the internet? Oh man, good luck. That is hilarious. I mean, obviously these guys are noobs. You're a dev. You can easily beat each stage in 0.2 of a second if you want to.
It was fun. Yeah, it was funny. One of them was just like, "Oh, you're a cheater. You're gonna get banned." I'm just like, and then we went back a couple times. He was not understanding that, like, dude, I worked on the game. I got a new Xbox or whatever. And like at the end of it, he was just like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, I love your soundtrack." All right, but thanks, buddy. Click.
The obvious question here is, how and when will the soundtrack be available?
Soon. We're gonna make an announcement pretty soon about the soundtrack. There's gonna be a digital version and a special edition later on. But yeah, we aren't 100% sure what we're gonna do, so I don't want to really say too much. But it will be soon. I'm not gonna. It's not months away. It's soon. It's weeks. Everybody has to go tell everybody they know to buy Super Meat Boy and rate it high and tell more people.
Absolutely. You can pick it up. It is on sale. We should mention that it is on sale right now. Normally it is 1,200 Microsoft points on Xbox Live Arcade. But
yeah.
For now, for the meantime, I'm not sure how... Do you know how often or how long it is going to be on sale for 800 Microsoft points?
Yeah, and we're scamming people by making it cheaper. Did you know that?
I did not.
Per the internet, yeah, we're scamming people because what was it? We're $10 is still far too much for a free Flash game on the internet. You know? So everybody knows you can just go play Super Meat Boy on Newgrounds, you know, It's completely the same game, 100%.
Oh yeah. You know, you guys didn't do anything to it in the past, however many years to it.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's like we spent like a year and a half. I did 50 minutes of music, and that took a long ass time. And they're full of brownie. I like that took a long time, and Edmund and Tommy did way more work than I did. Like the amount of work that went into this, and like especially hitting those deadlines, it's insane. And when people like, it does irk me when people try to just put these arbitrary values on games just because it's an arcade game. Like one guy I know, he said, I don't feel right about paying $15 for it's just an arcade game. It's like it doesn't make sense to me. It's like so I've played Super Meat Boy 100% through, and it took me probably 40 hours.
Oh wow.
14,000 deaths. All right. I mean, a week of like probably 5 or 6 solid days. Like I played all day, and I can't imagine. Yeah, the Mass Effect 2 DLC. Like people paid for that stuff like crazy, and the additional maps for like Modern Warfare 2 and stuff. And it's like, I don't understand how for $15 you get a game that can last longer. I mean, there's 307 levels, over 300. Maybe I haven't even found some yet. I don't know. And then we're giving away free levels in updates. That's never been done. Like it's insane. Like how much you get for $15, and somehow it's okay to pay $60 for a game that you can beat in like 10 hours, like a God of War clone or something.
Well, I mean, people just don't see this is kind of where things are going now. You have these big AAA.
We're like people are freaking out at us. Like we're 4 dudes who made a game. We're not Activision. We're not. We're not funding giant teams and stuff. We're just making a game, putting it out there, and trying to make some money. And it's like a lot of people think that we're trying to screw them or something. But it's internet for you.
Yeah, well, I mean, all you have to do, just look at the Metacritic. It's getting amazing scores. Just play the game, and you'll see where the future of gaming is in these amazing indie titles by these talented people, and you'll see how much $15 or $10 now that it's on sale is such a bargain.